Hello, my name is Maurice Engler from Merging Technology. We are here for the first year at the IBC, not anymore on our own booth, but on the booth of the Sennheiser, as we are part of the Sennheiser group. With Neumann, with Dear Reality, with Sennheiser, with us, obviously. And what I would like to show you here is a solution actually done from our Anubis, with the commentary unit mission, and with the Sennheiser part from their input from their customers, linked with their headsets as well, for a solution that we call interpreter or translating solution. So it's in the idea that we have an Anubis where we made some changes into the setup just for the user, so it's very easy. And the interpreter, as you know, has services of 20 minutes each for each language. So you have two interpreters translating the same language, and after 20 minutes they change to the other person. So that means that we have one unit per group of two people for one language. And that means if you look at the schematic, that means that you have two microphone inputs that you can EQ, you can dynamic, you can limit, and so on, summed into one channel when one switches to the other, with two headphones for them, and they can simply press talk when they're ready to talk or switch from one to the other. If you have a second language, you have a second unit with, of course, the two headsets and so on, translating it. Now the trick is that you have a floor microphone and a floor person speaking in a parliament, in a congress, in a hotel, whatever it is, and this floor person might speak a language that the interpreters do not understand. So they then can choose from another language to feed into their headphone what they hear. For example, let's say that the person who speaks Turkish on the floor, and the interpreter only speaks English or hears English and translates it to French. So he will feed the English translation into his or her ear and then translate it into French. And what is then the beauty? Obviously, everything is connected over Ravenna AS67 to be able to feed those different things into the other Anubises so that the people can hear it, and vice versa. At the end, AS67 Ravenna is not necessarily installed in every hotel, parliament, or whatever those things take place. So we propose to add a happy unit to it so that we can conventionally have analog in and outputs, AS-EBU in and outputs, optional MADI in and output, so that, for example, this sits next to the transmission system that is in this hotel or parliament, and then we can have analog input is the floor 1, for example, and analog output 1 is language 1, analog output 2 is language 2, and so on and so on. The schematic will clearly explain all of that, and this is our solution that I wanted to present to you today here between Sennheiser and Merging Technologies.